Hi, good evening. So today in the class we studied about the primary functions of the banks. Correct. Now in this video we will study about the secondary functions of bank and the presence of commercial banks in India. So the main functions of the bank, which are known as the primary functions, are accepting deposits, giving credit, credit creation and all. Correct. Now these are the secondary functions which are actually performed by the banks, but these are not the core functions of the bank. Means bank is not actually called a bank because it is performing these functions. Here, it is an additional service or additional function that the bank is doing for the customers. So the first function is agency and utility services. Now, the bank acts like an agency for us, or it does our utility, means day-to-day services, small services it gives us. So first is it acts as a mediating agent. Mediating agent is one who comes in between, acts as a mediator by providing letter of credit to exporter on behalf of importer. Now whoever wants to import something in India has to give a letter of credit to the exporter saying that I am so and so and I am worthy of this much money. I have this much money. That's a letter of credit. How much money does my business have? Now, instead of I giving the letter of credit to the exporter, my bank will give it to him on behalf of me. So that is called mediating agent. Next is underwriting services. Now, banks perform many underwriting services by writing so and so person has so and so credit with the bank, and also bank gives guarantee kind of thing. Now it helps us to pay our tax challans, or whenever you pay college fees or any entrance exam fees, all that is paid by banks. So that's another function done by the bank. Now each bank gives its customers safety deposit vaults, locker, so that in which customers can give their documents, their precious jewelries and all. So it is an additional function or additional service given by the bank. The next is it gives microfinance facilities. So microfinance facilities means when people need loans of small amount, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. So no big bank is going to give it, correct? But banks which are found in the rural areas, actually, they provide this type of services to the people. Okay, now if for example I go to HDFC and say I want a loan of 10,000, they will not give me because their minimum loan starts from 1 lakh. So where will I go? I will go to these small town and regional rural banks. The second function is providing various facilities with changing times. Now, आज से 10-15 साल पहले there was nothing known as electronic transfer of money. Everything was used to happen in the bank. Physically, when you go to bank, something would happen. Nowadays, electronic transfer of money has become very, very common. How do we transfer money electronically? Basically via NEFT, RTGS or core. NEFT means National Electronic Fund Transfer. RTGS means real-time gross settlement. So this is where this is commonly used. Nowadays, if I want to pay someone something, I will not go to the bank and do all that. I will just NEFT him. I will just RTGS that money to him. Correct? Now, NEFT and RTGS is possible because of core. Now, what is the full form of core? Core means centralized, organized, centralized online real-time exchange. Sorry, centralized or organized real-time exchange. Yes. And another functions that the bank provide us is online shopping, bookings. We book our tickets, our rail tickets, air tickets via bank. We have this net banking facilities nowadays, the mobile banking facilities nowadays, and the bank also gives us a demat account. So demat is a dematerialized account in which we put our shares and debentures in electronic forms. Earlier, we used to have that A4 size paper of shares saying that so and so person owns this many shares of this face value. Nowadays, what happens? All the shares and debentures, they are stored in the demat account. Clear? Now let's come to the presence of commercial banks in India. Commercial banks have been present in India since a very, very long time, and they are present in both public as well as private sectors. Public means it is government owned, and private sector means it is individually owned. Now the third sector, which is the foreign banks, banks which belong to foreign countries but have come to India for functioning. they have entered the country after 1991. In 1991, the liberalization of India had taken place. So after the economic reforms of 1991, foreign banks got entry into India. Now, there are many financial companies which act like bank. They are the private money lenders. Okay. And there are cooperative banks as well. Now, what do you mean by cooperative banks? Banks which are run by a society as a whole or a group of people are known as cooperative banks. However, the banks, only the companies which are listed in the second schedule of RBI Act of 1934 are said to be scheduled bank. Okay, companies which are legal, banks which are legal are called scheduled bank. Now there are two types of scheduled bank. First is the commercial bank and second is the cooperative bank. Commercial banks are of four types. They might be either public, matlab government owned. They might be private, matlab individually owned. Foreign, matlab they belong to foreign countries but they have come in India for functioning, or they might be RRBs. RRBs means regional rural banks. Now these banks are present in rural areas which cater to the need of small people. The poor people like the farmers and the other artisans living in the villages. Their needs are very, very different from our needs. Okay, today as a customer of staying in a city, my needs would be a debit card, a credit card, a checkbook and all. But as a villager, a person who lives in village, his expectation from bank would be that anytime he needs cash money, the bank would give him. Because in village, most of the things happen by hard cash. So expectation for a regional or a rural customer from a bank is very different from the expectation of a city person. So these are the different types of banks which are present, and this summarizes the presence of commercial banks in India, their types of banks, and from when the economic and the foreign banks have started to come in India. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.